Our kids, they handled adversity very well from a couple weeks ago, and I think, just like anything, we were questioned quite a bit, and rightfully so. But they've handled the adversity and knew this was a very, very important game. And we say all the time, you got to win at home, and so they did a great job, and we did a good job in all three phases, and we executed on the offensive side of the ball, like what we want to do and what we're used to. So. Very proud of the kids, and with that, I'll just take any questions, I guess.
Jerry, you talked about the importance of a fast start and that you might even mix things up a little bit going into this. Did you do anything different preparing for this one today?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we did a few things different in the locker room, and just things that simple things, and try to not let them sit around so much. And there's a lapse in between you come off the field and get on the field. So we looked at all the little things that we had to do, but mostly just from a defense and offensive standpoint, we wanted to just it's energy, and we fed off the fans. You got a big crowd and it's energy and it's loud. Kids, they feed off that, and but I think the overemphasis of, hey, we got to start fast, we got to get going from the offensive side of the ball. We've heard about it. I've been asked about it. So I think you just emphasize it and keep plugging along. And we had some guys step up. Our quarterback played lights out. So when you do that, you can get off to a good start.
Yeah. What did you think when they took opening kickoff and marched right down for touchdown?
Well, it's one of those things. We had them in third and long about 3 or 4 times. And they weren't running the ball. They hit us on three or four third down plays, and they executed very well. But then from an offensive standpoint, that's part of football. We came back, came right back, and the big thing for us is from the defensive side of the ball. You go the last 3 years, and they've run it up our tail end, and we did a great job defending the run, and that's because our guys played in the gap. They did their job. The linebackers filled where needed. Safeties were, we played very disciplined defense. And so, I think after the first series, kids settled down, and we just went and played.
Sure, the way you incorporated KJ May into the offense today, was that a big emphasis for you in the bye week going through this game plan?
Well, we've done a lot of, we knew we had to do some things to get the ball outside. And we've run the ball well inside, and we felt like we had to get the ball outside. So it happened to be, the opportunities that he was given, we kept staying with it. They were struggling with it, and we had a lot of other things, to the field that we didn't do. But if you get something going, you don't go away from it. And our quarterback did a great job because when they took it away, he ran a ball, and I don't know if the kid missed. I'll have to go back on film, but I don't know if he missed a read, and that's hard to do on all that stuff. And then we were smart. We put Chris Strebler in there some. We're not say, hey, we can't be afraid to do that. We got to take some hits off Mitch, and he went in and he played physical, and so it was a little bit like having Chandler and Jordan Lynch at one time. I think we kind of figured out what we need to do in those situations and not be afraid to do it.
Jerry, from your vantage point on the ball that Mitch threw to Max on the other sideline, are you thinking that's an overthrow initially?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I said he's probably out of bounds. It looked to me, until I seen it on the big screen, I didn't know. And that kid, I've never seen anything like it. I've coached this game for 31 years, coached a lot of great players, but I've never seen anybody catch a football like that kid. He made, I'm glad he's on our team. And we need to make sure we take good care of him and keep him healthy.
When you have a guy like that,
70 years I'm celebrating this week, and I've seen some coaching jobs maybe close to as good, but no better than this one. When you get beat by Illinois, and your team is down and out, and you're facing a team like Iowa, you guys, what a job you guys did.
Well, I appreciate that, and a lot of that had to do with the kids. It don't have much to do with coaching. Our players played and rallied up, but I do appreciate that very much.
Jerry, when you have a guy like Max, that size, that ability, is there a temptation to throw it to him too much? Or
well, it's like anything. you look back at it, we should have threw it to him a lot more.
That's what I'm saying.
Not very good coaching, but we had a good rhythm of doing a lot of things and keep him off balance. But you certainly have a lot of confidence, and it's no different than a receiver catching 8 or 9 balls and you throw it up and, you know, and he catches it. I mean,
That was my point. Is like early in the year, I think we were screaming, throw it to him 8, 10 times a game, and you didn't. Why?
Well, I guess they ought to fire me for not throwing it to him 8 or 9 times a game. I don't know. I try not to look at the past, so I get evaluated every day. But that's a fair question. I think a lot of that had to do, though, if you came in and we visited and show you film and stuff, was protection. A lot of it's protection, and you know, and sometimes you know, we've had a lot of injuries up front, and today our offensive line, I mean, he had time to step up and throw, and he's been able to do that a little bit more than early in the year. You know, when we played TCU and some of those, you know, those guys, I mean, we struggled getting anybody to football. So I just think the team is gaining confidence in the whole thing, and sometimes you design a lot of things for a young man, you can't get him. You know, you can't get him open, but the better you run the game, run the ball, the better opportunities you have, and you know. But sure, I mean, I look back, we should throw it to him about 20 times a game. You know, the way he's playing. So, and I think that's fair.
Jim,
What
is
about
that the most complete defensive performance you've seen this season from this team? Just given that they didn't take their foot off the pedal in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think they played lights out at the first series, and you know, I mean, we had them in third. That was hard, you know, because I said all week third down is going to be critical. I said don't get in third and long, and we got to get off the field in third down. We did in the first series, but after that, you know, we did a great job. And I think I'm not a big fast reader, but I think we're 10 of 15. Is that right on third downs? You win. Don't turn the ball over, and you go 10 of 15 on third downs. You're going to win most games.
What about the unselfishness?
With 23 yards, did you have some keys or something? You knew where he's going to carry the ball?
Well, not really. I think that you know he's going to get the football, and you know they're going to run a lot of outside zone. We practice all the way back in spring ball in 2-back zone. You know, we prepare. You know, when you're not very good at something, you prepare for it. So way back. You know, we had trouble stopping the last 3 years, so we better do something about it. So we prepared all the way back, and then we had our number 1 offense this week run we're zone team too, but we ran a bunch of 2-back zone to give them the precise look they're going to see, and then our kids just played with better discipline. I mean, you know, we haven't played them. You know, we played them. They make you play discipline. They're a well coached, fundamental team, and we played with a lot of discipline on defense today, and we tackled good. That's the other thing. We tackled pretty good.
What about the unselfishness of somebody like David Cobb and the way he was able to block the outside backer and allow for a lot of your runs around to get 5-10 yards at a time?
Well, I think he's smart enough to know if he blocks well, they all know he can run, and if he blocks well, he'll make a lot of money. And so, I mean, I think that a good back does that, and it is unselfish. There's no question about that. But you know, if you want to have all the goals that he wants to in life, he knows he's got to be able to block, and if you can do that, it helps our football team, no doubt. It helped us today, and it helps us him later on down the line. But you know, we got an unselfish team. We really do. We've been fortunate that our kids just want to win, and they want to win bad. I mean, when they don't win, they feel like they let everybody down. I mean, they want to win. They want to win for our state. So I give all the credit to those kids. I mean, shoot, I didn't play snaps today. They played their butt off.